Oh, I've had too many noodles. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Choppy Noodle Legs here today. Just having a little rehouse today of my Grammostola iheringi. As you can see, the enclosure looks perfectly fine, no problem at all. But when we come round here, there's a little bit of mould. And I'm not having that in my baby's home. Obviously, because the water bowl, when it's water sort of like been overflown, it's come down here, and we've had hot weather, and it's created a bit of mould. So what I'm going to do is empty this all out, catch the actual spider out, and then we will just rehouse it. Going to use the same stuff that's in there. I'm just going to change the substrate and everything. So got to do it because it's obviously the baby's sitting in mould, and we don't want that, do we? What it'll be, there will be, when she's eating food, bits of food that's probably left down in there. I think there's a malt in there, and we've had hot weather, we've had overflown water bowl, and I think that's what's caused that little bit of mould. So what we're going to do is take the spider out, and we're going to completely replace the substrate. We'll still use the same apparatus. I want to try and remember this because I'm going to try and use the same stuff as well, and the same sort of setup. So I'm just going to remove all objects first from the enclosure, which should make it a bit easier for me to get the baby out once I've moved all the stuff out. She is in its hide at the moment. She's a fair size, so I've got to be a little bit careful. She's obviously excuse me, feeling me doing all this around her enclosure. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm just removing some of the webbing, because this will get in the way if I'm trying to catch her out. She can rebuild all this, it's not a problem. Give me 1 second, guys. What I'm going to do is just get my bin bag, and I'm just going to come over here with my bin bag. Right, and I'm going to try and remove all this. sorry guys, coughing today. Just remove all this webbing out the way. Didn't really want to move her because I like the setup. It's a nice setup for the baby, but I can't leave her in there with that mould. There she is, see her? She's a big girl. I am going to use the same bark if I can, and I'm not going to clear her webbing off the bark because she's webbed up all inside there. But what I am going to try and do is encourage her just to slightly move over slightly. Come on, baby, just move over. Move over this way if you can. Come on. And then I can put the catch cup hopefully over her. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to have to do is take the whole piece of bark off out the way. You see how she's webbed up in there? She's actually gone into the catch cup. So what I'm going to try and do is encourage her to stay in the catch cup and catch her up. There we go. There she is. All caught up. Beautiful baby. Yep. Sorry, my sweetheart, but as you can see, there's all mouldy bits in there. Just cannot take the risk of anything bad coming of my spiders, because they mean so much to me. So I'm going to just take all this away. As you can see, try and get you a bit, you can see it. See, There's some sort of mould going on in there. So what we'll do, yes, I could just take the mouldy bit out, but do you know what? I'm just going to replace the whole substrate, because in that way, I know there's no chance of any more sort of mould growing into it. Still going to try and grab a few bits out, like bits of leaf litter if I can. So what I'm going to do next, guys, is empty all this out, give it a little clear out, and then we're going to refill it up with more substrate. So let's do that then, shall we? Right, so I've taken out all the old substrate and cleaned the area where the mould was. So now I'm just going to refill it out with some new substrate. So what I'm going to do, guys, instead of doing that, is probably tip a lot of the bag in. There we go. Get rid of that. We spread this around. This has got a little bit of dampness to it, but it will dry out in time. What you've got to do with these, guys, is make sure you haven't covered over any of the vent holes. So what we're going to do is make it a little bit hollow there. Simple reason being, I'm going to put her bark back there. Now I've got to try and remember which was the front. I think it was here. Let me have a little look. Oh, actually, I think it might have been that way. No, I'm going to go with that way. Okay, so what I've got some of the old substrate. I'm just going to mix that in there. I'm going to pop this down there for her. I'm going to make that a big hole there as much as I can, because she's used to that. Got more substrate. Oh. As you can see, it's looking very bare, but it will look nice when it's done. Put the substrate here on the top of the hide. We just pack that down a bit. There we go. I'm going to pack that down as much as I can, so she's got the hide there. She can go straight into there if she wants to. I am going to mountain this bit up a bit. The spider's safe, by the way, guys. It's in its little container. How Cody is sitting on the side up there. Yeah, just talking to myself there. Alright, let me pop this down there for a moment. Alright, so what we're going to do with this is spread it over like it was before. You remember, she had it just like that, I think, pretty much. So I'm going to put the things in. Alright, first of all, a water bowl, which was up here. We'll pop that back in there. So if she wants to get water, she can clamber up there. Okay, and the skull was here, but I'm thinking I might move it there. Don't know. Like, let me have a little think a minute. I can rearrange it slightly different. It's not got to be exactly the same, is it? But we'll do what I did before. I had that there. What I can do, guys, is push that flat like that and sit the skull on there, so the spider can still go up there and around there if it wants to. If I remember right, I did have the plant around the back of the skull. Again, just giving it that little bit more coverage in green, and it's still got a nice bit of space to walk upon there. Just gonna grab a little bit of leaf litter. past Lemon Lord that's holding the camera today, my lad. Let me just get past you there, Lemon Lord. So we've got a little bit of leaf litter, so we're going to pop some of that on there. This just gives it a nice texture. As you see, I did leave quite a bit of her webbing still in the hide, because like I told you before, I seriously do think that they leave some sort of chemical on their webbing that they can know it's theirs. So there we go. I think that's pretty nice. Got plenty of hiding space down there, so that's pretty cool. So the next thing I've got to do is get hold of the water bowl, the water squeezer, and refill that water bowl up. There we go. So all we got to do next now, guys, is put the baby back in. So let's do that now then, shall we? Right, so there you go, guys. You can see the setup is pretty much the same as it was. I don't want to change it for the baby, because she obviously likes that setup. That's what she's used to. We've got the spider here. What I'm going to be doing is trying to loosen this lid, guys. The spider's going to play up a little bit here because these lids are terrible. It's the worst thing about these as catch cups is the lids. So you've got to be very gentle that you don't squash the lid back on again. Like so. So what we're going to try and do is loosen the whole lid. Give me a minute, guys. Just one corner caught up there. There we go. So that is now loose. So what I'm going to do, guys, is try and go in this way with the spider. So what we're going to do is just gently, gently, gently. Come on, Mr. Spider. You can, either way, you can stay in there if you want. That's fine. Because look at that, look at that, look at that. Straight into the hide. What a lovely little transfer. Let's zoom in on the baby. Look at that beautiful booty. So she's thinking, well, what the hell's happened here? This ain't my house. She goes, I don't leave it like this. Yes, but now we've got rid of that mould. We've got rid of everything that could be difficult to the baby. And she's now in the same sort of setup as it was before. As you can see. Zoom in a bit more. But it's going to be a lot more better for the spider, in the sense like the mould's all gone, and where the mould was, it's now been sort of cleaned away. See, so she's still got the nice deep substrate, and she's sitting there in the little doorway thinking, yeah, I'm not sure this is my hide, but she will suss it out. And what she'll do, she will start turfing out bits of dirt. There she goes. And then she will just rearrange it for her liking, and she'll web out like she did last time. What this spider tends to do is she webs all this area in front and up here, all the way around it. So that'll give her something to do. Anyway, guys, what we're going to do is just close this up there. I'm going to say thank a few YouTubers before we leave the video, as I always do. Obviously, I'd like to thank Russell, RS Designs. Go and check his channel out if you can. Please go and check out Mark the Spider Guy, Spider-Man 1978, Unseen Universe, Unusual Pets, Reptile Innovations, Robbie's Talking Teas, and the Arachnids. Go and check all these channels out, guys. Great channels. Incredible Inverts of Other Animals, Tea in the Deep Blue Sea, which is Victoria's channel. Please go and check the channels out. Moon over Miami, go and check his channel out for me. There's some great channels out there, guys. Please go and check them all out. Anyway, until next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.